The attorney for a college student who has tracked singer Taylor Swift's jet pushed back at the superstar's threat of legal action, arguing there is nothing unlawful about his client's actions. The letter on behalf of University of Central Florida student Jack Sweeney comes in response to multiple requests by Swift's attorneys that demanded he stop tracking and sharing the flight information of the global superstar online. For several years, Sweeney has maintained social media accounts that track the takeoffs and landings of planes owned by high profile figures, including politicians, celebrities, and billionaires. Sweeney used public data from the Federal Aviation Administration, often notes the carbon emissions from each flight. Swift's legal team sent a cease and desist letter to Sweeney in December, arguing the singer would have no choice but to pursue any and all legal remedies if he did not stop the stalking and harassing behavior. Sweeney on Monday posted his legal team's January 25th response on X, formerly Twitter, with the text, "Look what you made me do," a nod to one of Swift's hit songs. Sweeney's attorney, James Slater, noted his client and his client's company, GRND Central LLC, is using publicly accessible information to track the jets. He argued the Taylor Swift Jets account was engaged in protected speech that does not violate Swift's rights. Your letter's tone of alarm is unfounded, Slater wrote in the letter. Our client's website only provides the location of private jets using publicly available information, and information poses no threat to Miss Swift's safety. Slater maintains Sweeney has not made any credible threats against the singer, pushing back on Swift's attorney's stalking claim. He added later he doubts Swift will pursue legal action and vowed to defend Sweeney's rights should she do so. Swift's attorneys did not immediately respond to Hill's request for comment. In a statement sent by Sweeney, Slater and co-counsel Ethan Jacobs wrote, "Billionaires, even people as beloved as Swift, use empty legal threats to try to conceal their conduct. But what Mr. Sweeney is doing uses public information is not unlawful in any way. The all too well singer has faced scrutiny over her use of private jets and the resulting carbon emissions. Sweeney's account were referenced in a 2022 study that found Swift to be one of the biggest celebrity carbon dioxide polluters. Swift is on the 2024 leg of her Eras tour that includes nearly 150 shows around the globe. Jesus. It kicked off March 17th and runs through early December. She is next expected to perform 4 shows in Sydney this weekend before making her way to Singapore next week. Sweeney told Fox 35 earlier this month his accounts used to track Swift's jet on Instagram, Facebook, and X were taken down hours after he received a cease and desist letter from the singer's legal team, but not by him. The account still appeared to be down Wednesday. The Hill reached out to X and Meta for further comment. When I first heard of this story, I thought he was just tracking her. I was like, oh, that's not something that I think should be allowed. But if the account is going off of public information, if Swift wants to threaten legal action against anybody, it probably should be, I guess, the what the Federal Aviation Administration, like whoever's putting up that information for this guy to even be able to find out how much, where she's going and how much carbon pollution is occurring. Um, and the thing about stalkers, and I'm just saying this from what I've observed, is that in general most of them are not really well to do. So, for example, even if someone who wants to stalk Swift knows that she's going from Sydney to Singapore, good luck finding someone as crazed as to follow her around that can even afford to make that type of travel. But if all he's doing is just sitting on an account and reporting what is publicly available, I don't really see where he's stalking her. Um, Again, if he were using some other means, right, that wasn't to where we could all just look it up, then I'd be more inclined to say this is something that should be gone after. But I'm more disturbed by the fact that like they can send this cease and desist letter, and you even heard it from him within hours of receiving the letter. All of the accounts, well, not I guess I shouldn't say every single account because he's found a way to respond somewhere else, but these accounts went down after this threat was made, and that really shows you that this goes like what his attorney said about billionaires. It really shows that a lot of these like different companies, whether you're talking about Instagram, Facebook, X, or I hate calling Twitter that. Anyways, it really shows you all of these sites are filled with people who run them that are scared, like they're afraid when they hear, oh my God, Taylor Swift wants to send a cease and desist letter to this guy that's tracking her plane. Get rid of the account. We don't want to face any legal ramifications ourselves for allowing this. But it's like, you know, how do you just so easily crumble under the threat of legal action when this is all public information? Of course, I'm sure her attorney would make the argument that people that by making an account like this, more people know of something that they otherwise wouldn't, right? So like you're publicizing a thing that we could all find ourselves theoretically, but just choose not to, couldn't care less in most cases. Um, but I don't know. It just seems really crazy to me that they would accuse him of stalking when all he's doing is just sitting online going, oh look, she's going over here and look at how much pollution that's causing. So it's there are examples of stories where like I defended her over the whole conspiracy theory stuff with the Super Bowl, but this is I kind of have to take the side of the other person. I think if she really wants her Jets information to not be found out, then she should go through whatever channels are allowing it to be publicized. Although I guess it's easier to pick on somebody on Twitter than go after a part of I guess what is that a part of the government and organization.